All right, guys. So today, durable good orders. Yeah, it's the last slow day of the week in which, the week's been kind of boring so far. Not a lot that's really been going on. Today we have durable good orders, which can be kind of hit or miss. Um, so maybe that'll surprise us with economic stuff. But yeah. So core durable goods drop at 8:30. Let's see if we get a market bounce. It's the last week of September. Really, it's the last 4 days of September. And so I'm hoping we get some type of bounce. I'm going to do a poll here. Week of September. Really, it's the last week of September. Does the market close green or red? Will be the number. That will be the vote. So there you go. Cast your votes. We appreciate it. Yeah, last core goods. Oh, it was like a month ago. So I don't know if it was good or bad or. Yeah, I mean, it's the last week of September, which is historically a pretty red week. And so it's not a shock that we're down in the last week of September, to be honest. Yeah, today we also have MU earnings, Nike earnings, I believe. No. So tomorrow we have Rite Aid earnings. Nike BB earnings in the evening tomorrow. Still not really major. Carnival. I'm trying to see when earnings season technically starts. I think it's on it's the week after CPI is what I think. I'm looking at all the other earnings. We got like Tilray and some other small companies. Levi's. Yeah, I don't really see any big earnings. Not really. Until October 9th. October 9th, we get some small cap earnings. October 10th, we get Pepsi. October 11th, we get some like small regional banks. October 12th is when earnings season, I would say, technically starts. Although Pepsi starts like the week of October 10th, the week of October 9th. So that's CPI week as well. But yeah, like on the 12th, on Thursday that week, we get Delta, Walgreens, BOK, Domino's, Applied Blockchain, Manchester United, and a bunch of other ones. Fast and all. And a bunch of other ones. And then in the evening for that day, we get like Western Asset Markets, Global Investors, a couple other small ones. And then Friday that week is the big one. So yeah, the week of the 9th is when the earnings season really starts. So we still got like a couple weeks, really. Like 2 weeks or so. Really it starts off with Friday the 13th. JP Morgan, United Health, Citigroup, Morgan Stanley, Progressive, Wells Fargo, PNC. That's the big one that starts. And again, that's October 13th, Friday the 13th. It is. Hopefully it's not a scary day. Oh, man. All right, but we're awake. Market's gapping up a little bit after a very red day yesterday. Now, it's not the end of the world, but it's definitely not good for bullish traders. Still, my portfolio is still green today, so that's always nice to see. Am I still in? Okay. What's up, Alexis? Yeah, Micron is pretty big earnings today, right? I just don't know. Like, I usually cover all the major earnings. I don't think I've ever covered MU earnings. So I could stream Micron earnings. I don't know. Any other big stories I'm missing in markets? Let's check. Oh, and then we got Jerome Powell press conference this week on Thursday. Also, do me a favor, bump the like button here. Looking at our polls, 62% are red, 38% are green this week. Hey, what's up, Han? Hey, what's up, Snow? Long time no see, bro. Yeah. It's been a slow time, dude. September's been pretty boring, honestly. So I don't blame you. Bro, there's nothing more off-putting than people pretending to be popular and needing to put the real in front of their name. It's like the real Bill. It's like, bro, nobody even knows who you are, Bill. Stop pretending to be popular. Like, come on now. I'm not saying I'm popular. I wouldn't do it with my name. I wouldn't say the real beginner trading. You know, I mean, I'm definitely top 3 realest beginner tradings ever. But I mean, still, you know, you see people on Twitter, you see people elsewhere saying the real. It's like, bro, nobody's faking your name, dude. Like, stop trying to build artificial hype. Yeah. Well, they could actually justify it, though. You know. Yeah, PCE inflation data, personal consumption expenditure data will be pretty big. It'll be pretty big. It'd be pretty big. I'm ready for it, you know. Looking at our votes, most people think we're going to get in red. And again, I understand for sure. I think we're going to end red as well this week, just because we're down so much, to be honest, by Wednesday. And so I tend to agree. I think we're going to end red this week. All right, guys. Bro, I'm just gonna say this, man. You know what? You know who are a real problem? And I'm gonna say this when nobody's here, so that people don't get too bad at me. But the people who are the biggest problem, in my opinion, are sports, like kid sports Karen parents, like parent Karens. Dude, like they're out of control. You know, like nothing brings to light a personality disorder quite like kid sports and parenting. You know, like bro, you see these other parents, these other moms mostly. The dads are usually pretty reasonable, but the moms, dude, the moms are freaking crazy. They're yelling, angry, talking smack, just out there, bro. You know, just terrible. You know, just the worst ever. And if you don't have kids, you might not really understand, you know, or even if you were the kid that had to deal with the sport Karen mom parent thing, it's just the worst ever. It's just the worst ever. All right, Disney at 80-30s. We're green in Disney today. We're not really down. We're down like $20 on our Disney trade. I don't even remember where I bought in that. Means? Eric? You're talking about Tim Means? I didn't see the fight. Did he win? His chin has been a little suspect lately, though. Tim Means is who you're talking about, right? The Dirty Bird, so I'm assuming that's Tim Means. It's Tim, right? Yeah, you're talking about Tim Means. So yeah, he won by KO. Andre Fialho, who he fought. Hey, good for him. He was always good. He always had those elbows, and like he was always really good. I mean, he's won his last 2 fights, if you didn't know. Or no, he didn't. I'm sorry. He lost by Alex Morano by submission. Rear naked choke. What was it? I didn't share the submission. But yeah, he was always good. He had those good elbows. Great striking. His jiu-jitsu was kind of suspect. And his grappling was kind of suspect. But he was always good. His chin just kind of went away as he's almost 40, you know. I was watching you yesterday and you weren't playing anything. Why are you here? Yeah, I mean, Adam, man. I mean, that's a very, for lack of a better word, new trader mindset. You know, there's a famous saying in trading, and it goes, money is not made in trading itself. Money is made in waiting for trades or waiting. And so, yeah, I'm not gonna 24/7 be in trades, taking trades. That's not a wise move. Most of the time I'm starting to stream super early in the day. And I think yesterday I did take a couple fairly large positions. I don't think I made a lot from them, but I took one position that was like almost 100,000 in equity. It was like $97,000 in equity. And so we definitely take positions. But we're not going to just, again, if you see anybody that just constantly trades, you know, it's probably not the most profitable thing for them. And I get it, they want to keep their stream exciting, but I would rather somebody that is real about it and not just taking trades to keep the stream happy, you know? And again, that's usually kind of like a gambler's mentality where they got to always be doing it. They got to always be trading. And that's just not the right move most of the time. You know, you got to wait for edge to show up. And that's definitely not all the time. Especially if I'm starting the stream at 5 a.m. in the morning. There's not much edge at 5 a.m., bro. But it's a good question because it's important for other traders to understand what I just said. Because they might think you could just trade, never stop trading. And so good question. But yeah. I don't know what that is, RB, and I can look at the chart and tell you the technicals of what I think, but it's a penny stock. Or no, what kind of? This is a 20-year Treasury bull ETF. So this is a treasury, this is a bond ETF. It's positively correlated with bonds or negatively correlated with bonds. It looks like it's positively correlated with bonds. I don't know. Don't these ETFs have time decay over time and eventually lose value? I might be wrong there, but I'm asking. I don't really trade these bond ETFs that much. Assuming somebody said something that was hidden. Oh, yeah. I'm down like 10 to 15 to 30% on every single account, F, pal. Yeah, I mean, listen, man. You got to understand, like, the market itself, right? The SPY itself. It's all relative to your entry. And, you know, if you're holding stuff long term, again, the people who lose the most are people who get emotional and sell. Right. And so I'm not telling you the market's going to bounce. I really have no idea what the market's going to do. What I will tell you is the percentage the market is up this year. All right. So here's the SPY itself. So the SPY itself started the year off at 360. We are now at about 425. Okay. Just to round these numbers, about 425. So from 360 to 425, just to show you how you would do the math for this, guys. So from 360 or no, from, the difference between these is about $65 a share on the SPY, right? $65 per share of 360 is 18%. And so the SPY or the S&P 500 this year, guys, this year alone, is up 18%. Now, if you bought 3 weeks ago, you're going to be down. You know, everybody's going to be down if you bought 3 weeks ago. That's kind of what happens. If you bought it 3 weeks ago, you're going to be down. Again, when in doubt, you zoom out. And that's a really important thing to understand about the markets. It's like if you're struggling, understand like the big edge is holding things long-term for years. And if you start to have that mindset, you stop worrying so much about percentage drops like we've had over the last couple, weeks. All right, guys. I don't mind this music. Was told yesterday the SPY and S&P will without a doubt go to zero and we are all screwed. Yeah, I mean, I've been hearing people say this pretty much never-endingly for the last like couple years, so people are always going to bet. Again, I had a guy say the SPY was going to drop 80%. Usually they're just really bearish in their position, so they either there's a couple of different reasons people have that mentality. One of them is that they're just really bearish. That's the most obvious one, right? They're just super bearish. The other one is that they missed out on the long side, right? So they told everybody not to buy a year ago, and there's a lot of ego that floats around in the markets. And so instead of being like, yo, I was wrong a year ago, the market's ripped up 18%, they're gonna instead say, well, the drop is coming, guys. So that's another reason. Like, there's just a lot of reasons people have that sentiment. Another reason is that they're just super against the United States. Again, for the S&P 500 to go to zero, right, the US would have to have major problems, not like worse problems than it's ever had. Like, even if like something crazy happened, it still wouldn't go to zero. It would probably go to like 10 or 20 or 30, if something like crazy happened, which is unlikely to. They call it a black swan scenario. It's just not super likely. Yeah. But even that wouldn't bring it to zero. Even that wouldn't bring it to zero, Bash. And so even if World War III started, we wouldn't be at zero. We'd be at like 50 or like 100. I would say we'd probably drop big percentages, like maybe 50% plus, but it wouldn't be at zero. Disney. Yeah, I'm looking at Disney. I don't know whether I want to buy it now or not, though. Again, I'm in Disney right now. I'm green on the day. I'm down $25 on the overall trade. My average price is 81s, and we're at 80.50s. I mean, like, we're pretty much flat on Disney. I don't know if I want to add to it right now, though. I'm gonna let September end. Wake me up when September ends. I'm gonna let it end first and then figure it out. Hey, y'all hit the like button as well if you haven't already. We definitely appreciate it. All right, so again, SPY down on the year, or SPY up about 18% this year is what we can see, or at least the last 52 weeks. SPY gapping up today, back up to 427s. Again, I'm not sure if we're gonna get any bounces this week or not. right, guys. So let's figure this out. Trading. There we go. Sorry, working on something in the background. It's also tax time. Yeah, US dollars going up. I mean, usually so the dollar's probably up right now, because the market's down. So like the dollar during the last few weeks is probably ripping up. I haven't even looked at it, but it's probably ripping up. Yeah, look, here's a 20-day chart. Hey, but again, this is no surprise. So people acting like this is the end of the world. Again, this just signals the market's going down. When the market drops, the dollar index goes up. When the dollar index goes down, the market goes up. Vice versa. Usually, not always, but like that's generally the flow of it. NVIDIA using Micron. Yeah, so I mean, MU earnings today. Chewy down 55%. Well, a lot of stuff is down. This is CHWY, right? Yeah. What do their earnings look like? Yeah, well, what I'm curious about is what their earnings look like. So like they're down a lot. And what's even more strange is that their earnings are now profitable. So like Chewy went from losing money back in 2022. In March of 2022, they were losing money, and they had basically lost money the entire life of their public company. Starting in late 2022, they started to turn a profit. Profit in August and December of 22, all profitable. In March of 20, or in January, February, March, April, May, June of 2023, they even had more profit at 20 cents a share. The last one, they showed 15 cents a share in August. So very strange. And their revenue is the highest it's ever been too. So what's the reason for the drop in Chewy? Is there a reason for this? Because if there's not, it might be time to buy the dip. You might be right. All right, Chewy expected to face, quote, challenging backdrop in coming quarters, according to Oppenheimer. Oppenheimer downgraded them on the 20th. Chewy chief executive Singh said that although the company continues to see potential for return to net ads growth in the second half of this year, it was now expecting a wider range of potential outcomes, according to a Capital IQ transcript. Chewy the Chewy guy, the Chewy CEO said, quote, "We expect a more challenging backdrop to persist for at least a few more quarters amid recent signs of weakness in the historically resilient pet food category and the potential for more muted inflation benefits in the fiscal year of 24. They said, quote, "We believe the current higher rate backdrop represents another pressure point for shares." They added they continue to look favorably on Chewy's long-term prospects, but they're waiting definitive signs of progress. So, I mean, they have dropped a lot. You know, like this is a big dip. It might be time to buy the dip. I think I will. Good call. But with these though, you can't take huge size. It's kind of small risk, big potential reward. What's the current PE ratio? PE ratio is 147. Okay, that's the problem. Is that Chewy's probably seen as a growth stock, but it's not growing fast. That's probably the problem. 147 is what they say the PE ratio is for Chewy. That's high. And so I think maybe you could. I'm gonna buy like 20 shares of this, like something very light. Maybe 25. We'll keep it 25 at first. All right, we're in 25 shares, but again, it's very light. The PE ratio is just really high here. I mean, it's not as high as like, you know, Nvidia or something like that, but it's still high. What's MU's PE ratio? So MU drops earnings today. 4:30 conference call scheduled. Should we stream it? I mean, I guess we could. I don't even see a PE ratio, which usually means they're not profitable. They're not profitable. Yeah, they're not profitable. MU hasn't been profitable for the last 1, 2, 3 quarters. So the MU's had a tough time too. How hated is Ryan Cohen in Wall Street? How heavily shorted is it? I think it is inverse. When the Dixie goes up, the stock goes down. Right. No, that's true, Edwater. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So it's inverse most of the time. It's never it's never always, but most of the time, if the dollar index is dropping, the market's pushing up, and vice versa. JBL, is that the speaker company? Oh, I don't know anything about this one as a long-term investment. No idea. I see the SPY back up, and I guess I'm definitely bullish today because the market's down so much. But again, who knows what we're going to get today? I don't know what they are. Austin, never really heard of them. Dollar General, Chewy, Estee Lauder down 50% this year. Yeah, I've never heard of them, JJ. So can't really say whether they're good or bad. All right, durable good orders today, guys. That'll be fun. Let's see if we get something good. All right, so again, NASDAQ, SPY. Roblox dragging its feet, $30 calls. Yeah, I bought $30 calls. It looks like it's bouncing back a little bit today, though. So I'm in $30 call options. I have until October 20th, though. So, like, I have almost a month. And I got, like, 3 weeks until it expires. Yeah, so I don't know what Roblox is going to do. I really don't. All right, so, but again, you can see the SPY and the Q bouncing back a little bit. Here's Tesla. Tesla with a mixed day yesterday. Slightly green, though, it looks like. Back at 246s. But a tough time for them, man. Any other stocks that you guys are looking at today? We're doing a little bit better in our swing trades today, or our day or investments. That's probably what I should call them. We're still in Tesla too. Oil, man. Exxon. Shopify and Adobe. Shopify's had a good yearly chart. Adobe is questionable, but they've been very strong. Pfizer, we bought a little bit of Pfizer yesterday. We're down on the trade, but not much. It's a very small trade. SL&O had that crazy short squeeze. So, like, look at SL&O. Up to $25. I mean, I wonder what the put options look like on this thing. I'm not saying it's not going to hold, but it's probably not going to hold. They're not even selling it. So that's good for them. Is AMD a good buy? I have no idea. Bitcoin's still at 26.5. Did Costco report yesterday? I'm not sure. All right, I gotta change this music, man. Sorry. CF? No. Good long-term trend. Bad short-term one. Weak short-term. Did Costco drop their numbers yesterday? Let me look. I'm looking this up. All right, so Costco posted fourth quarter EPS of 486, beat the 479 estimates. Sales. I'm looking for sales. They're not giving an actual number. Okay, 77.43 billion, an increase of 9.4%. From the 70.76 billion in the 16-week fourth quarter last year. So, better than expected EPS and sales for Costco. They dropped yesterday. Here's the EPS. You guys want to show it? Yeah, I don't know anything about CF, though. I mean, the chart, like I said, bad short-term, good long-term chart. That's what it looks like to me. Again, slap the like button, guys. We appreciate it. If you haven't already, hit the like button, hit the notification bell. Thanks so much. Is Roku dead? No, not really. It's definitely not good. I'm not gonna say I told you guys so. Honestly, if we keep being right about these mid-cap, or not mid-caps, about these, like, if we keep being right about certain companies like we have been, open up my own Hindenburg short firm. Dish. Bro, Dish has got to be one of the easiest shorts in the world. Crack lows of the year. I mean, it's not a shock either. I mean, hey. All right, guys. Look at the SPY still try to end strong. And what's going on with SL and O? I know it's crazy squeeze potential. All right, guys. Yeah, sorry, I'm looking up news on Twitter. See if we got any good stock market news today. Yeah, sorry, I'm reading some of these news here, man. Daniel Negreanu getting into it with some kid. Yeah, so apparently they're arguing about poker and chess. Daniel Negreanu was saying chess is a strategy game with perfect info and no element of chance. Poker is a game of imperfect information and an element of chance. You could gamble money on either. I would dare to say, and nobody remind me of my Astros losing, that poker is more realistic to life. Like, you know, you gamble on things. Yeah, poker, I mean, most of the skill involves, like, and the margin is slim, right? But most of the skill involves, like, range reading, like being able to analyze based off of the opponent's position what the overall amount of hands they might play are relative to that position, as well as, you know, you watch somebody make bets, you watch somebody play for a specific amount of time, and based off of that, as well as their position, you know, you kind of start to develop a range of hands that this person might be playing, and then you parry off of that, if it makes sense, right? And that's kind of the skill aspect of trading, or of trading as well. It's very similar to trading. You know, Kevin Martin and his wife are no longer together, unfortunately. All right, guys. So again, SPY's still slowly creeping up, If we look at like Apple here, right? Apple at 173s now. CL has been parabolic since 2 a.m. Yeah, oil's going freaking nuts, man. Yeah, we'll see. Oil's been crazy. What's up, Asif? Yeah, all good, dude. A lot of foreign drama this morning. What's going on? It's bad. What's up, Douglas? Well, yeah, there's different times. Like, there's no good or bad times. There's just different times. Last time dollar was this high was 922. Yeah, but that's probably because the market's been ripping up big over the last year. Like, the SPY is up 18% this year in the last 52 weeks, right? So, I mean, as the SPY rips up, the opposing thing is going to happen to the dollar. So as the market rips up, the dollar's going to fall. And so that's not really a shock, I would say. You know, it's just not a shock. All right, guys. Is Tim Sykes moving to large cap? I don't think so. Are you going to buy the dip right now? The SPY back over the VWAP here. You know, it's the SPY over VWAP. Right, exactly, Eric. That's what I'm saying, man. Like, yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. Like, people get mad I don't trade nonstop, never-ending trades with never-ending, you know, never-ending trades and just trades. But it's like, dude, you know, it's like they ask me, they're like, hey, why aren't you trading 24/7? And then when I answer it, it's just kind of crickets. And it's like, okay, people wonder why I don't trade constantly. Like a lot of poker, like the biggest way, if you want to be good at poker, it's very easy. You understand what are good hands to play, and you only play those hands, and you fold everything else. You should only be paying about 20% of poker hands. About 20% is what you should be playing. And so what that means in trading terms is that in trading, you should only be really taking about 20% of the trade ideas you have, especially in day trading. You know, it's even more important in day trading, but it's important in swing trading and everything else. Of course, it depends on the strategy, but yeah. Hey, what's up, Danny? Good morning. Would like to see the NQ go to 14.8. I would be ready to short it. Lots of liquidity. We'll see. Well, there's no good bluff game. I mean, even with bluffing, you're only supposed to play 20% of hands in poker, roughly around there. Like some people say 25, some people say 15, depending on if they're tight or not. But you should be playing about 20% of your hands, including bluffs. You know, like there's no, like anybody that plays more than that, they're not good bluffers. They're probably just drunk and playing dumb. Yeah, I'm looking at oil, guys. So oil flies right now. Oil, again, CL up to 92 plus, 92.50s. $2.8 offsuit. Yeah, I mean, hey, if it works, it works, you know. All right, guys. So what is that? Wait, why are there 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 TVs? I want 5 TVs in my living room, dude. Maybe I should do that. Maybe that should be my next project. All right, so here's a SPY dip here. We might buy the dip. We made a little bit on our funded account yesterday. I think we did, right? Let me see. We had a little bit on our funded account yesterday. And now the SPY's pulling back, like kind of heavy too. Look at that. Yeah, so we did make a little bit on our funded account program yesterday. So we got a nice little cushion. Let's try to make some more here. So again, here's the Dow. We're gonna look at baby buying SPY right here. I bought one contract of the S&P futures. One contract of the S&P futures. This is basically the SPY. We're pulling right back to the volume weighted average price. I'm going to pivot this over to this side. So again, we bought the dip. I like this little pullback. A 5-minute chart looks even better though. All right, so again, we're down basically one tick right now, 2 ticks in the E-mini. Ideally, we'd like to see a bounce in the SPY. All right, we're flat basically. We're down 1 tick. I play tourneys mostly. MTTs is what I usually play. I'm not a big cash game player. I mean, I'll play some occasionally, mostly tournaments, though. I'm a tournament player mostly. All right, so break even here again. We want to see the SPY bounce. Why do you think green this time of year? Green in what, Bill? In this trade? This is a day trade. Markets dropped pretty heavily, you know. But yeah, this is just a day trade, so I mean, it's not like I'm betting on big green action this week even. In fact, I'm pretty bearish right now. And I'm gonna let the week of September end first, to be honest. So I'd like to let September end first. We'll probably cut it if we lose anymore. Yeah, we're just gonna get out small there and wait. We're under the VWAP now. We'll come back and readdress trading this later. Trading all day, every day just leads to more losses. Yep. Hey, what's up, Tyrell? Yeah, what's up, dude? Yeah, so it looks like it was a good move. We're dipping down now. We'll wait. So we got a little double top. I said yesterday, anytime you see a freaking McDonald's sign on the chart, it's probably not the right day to go long, at least. What's your all-time favorite movie? I gotta go with like Pulp Fiction, dude. Gotta go with Pulp Fiction. Lord of the Rings are pretty close up there too. The Godfather, maybe. They're all really good. Oh wow, that's nice. That's a cool dragon pawn. Yeah, look at this. I'm gonna show the chat. This pawn's dragon. Sounds like a movie. But no, check it out. It's pretty nice, pretty cool. It's pretty nice. I like it. A Knight's Tale? I mean, that's a good movie. That's like a funny movie, but it's not the greatest cinematic experience of all time. You know, rest in peace, Heath Ledger. Total Recall was good. Again, it's not the greatest movie of all time, though. Y'all got terrible taste. Y'all fix that taste. No, I'm just joking. Kind of. I'm semi-joking. Hmm. What is this? All right. Market broke down. Again, I'm not going to buy it right now. I'm waiting. Kramer says Amazon and Google stocks are still buys despite antitrust lawsuits. Oh, no. It's the worst thing you could ever say. Hmm. All right, guys. Tombstone, good. Matrix. High Fidelity's all right. I mean, I like High Fidelity. Like, it's not a bad movie. But it's not. Again, it's not the greatest cinematic experience of all time. Like, I liked it. You're talking about the one with the record store guy who's like going back, looking at all the X's, and realizing, he was a jerk or whatever, right? With the dude from 16 Candles. No, not 16 Candles. The dude from the dude from the dude from Hot Tub Time Machine, for lack of a better word. The dude with the radio. John Cusack. Yeah, there you go. Inception's good. I like Inception. Interstellar's good too. It's probably up there with one of my favorites. Yeah, I like Pulp Fiction. Pulp Fiction's probably my favorite. Pulp Fiction, Interstellar, The Matrix, Lord of the Rings, Godfather. Probably my 5 favorite movies. I can't really pick one. If I had to pick one, it's probably Pulp Fiction. That's been my favorite for a long time. But it kind of changes as I get older. Wow. Two Towers is outright. I would go with my favorite one is probably Fellowship. It's probably my favorite one, but I look at it all as like one movie. I look at all of them like one movie. All right, so we also have mortgage rates coming out. I think mortgage rates are already live. Did they? Yeah, so mortgage rates dropped this morning. They went up again. They came in at 7.41%. Mortgage rates rising again versus 7.3% last time. So 7.4% mortgage rates versus 7.3%. Again, we do have durable good orders dropping and a bunch of other stuff this week. Yeah. Oh man, people make me laugh, dude. People are funny, bro. People are weird, dude. That's one thing you learn. People are freaking weird. You know, they need validation so much. Didn't see Idiocracy. Idiocracy is not my favorite movie. I mean, is it good? Yes. Is it the best movie ever made? Is it the greatest cinematic experience of all time? Of course not. It's a comedy. It's good, but it's shallow and it's funny and like, you know, I messed with my daughter one time, right? My daughter saw, oh, what was it, man? My daughter saw Enola Holmes 2, you know, and so I'm going to pick my daughter up from seeing Enola Holmes 2, and she says something like, it's the greatest movie I've ever seen. It's the greatest movie of all time. And I immediately stopped, got silent, and looked at her kind of like, you know, and she was like, oh, sorry, you're right. I don't know what I'm thinking. And I was like, yeah. And I told her, I was like, look, you can believe that, but I think deep down, you know, that's not true. And she was like, yeah, it's not. It was good though. I was like, look, you don't have to overrate movies just because you recently saw them. You know, my son will see a movie, greatest movie of all time, every movie he ever sees, greatest movie of all time. We watch A Bug's Life, greatest movie of all time. We watch Back to the Future, greatest movie of all time. We watch Pixels, greatest movie of all time. You know. Ex-poker player here, Daniel is 100% right. Well, yeah, I mean, again, I think what Daniel Negreanu is replying to is people criticizing poker, chess players criticizing poker, because and like, okay, so chess is pure skill, right? There's no luck involved, like it's pure skill, unless you get lucky and accidentally do something, right? But pure skill. Poker is a mix of skill and luck. Right, so they're different things. They're different games, and so naturally, poker is going to be more gambling heavy because because luck is involved, right? But that's an obvious thing. Like that's an understandable thing. It's not anything that we should be critical of. It's just it's a normal thing. Same thing with sports betting, right? Like luck is involved. Skill's involved too, but like there's a degree of luck involved with everything. Greatest run-up of all time. Sold my house, waiting for the market to drop even further. Gonna pay cash this time next year. Should be real nice. Yeah, we'll see what the market drops. Interest rates are super high. I learned what yeah, I mean, poker is very similar to trading. Like, really, what got me into trading was poker. You know, and that might not make sense, but I was always a strategy game player. I like chess. I like checkers. I like strategy games, you know. And so over time that like I like using my head to make money, but I also like skill games and strategy games, right? And so eventually I started playing poker. And I loved poker. Poker was like my first love of like, you know, any kind of game like that. And eventually, you know, when I saw the movie The Big Short, I realized the similarities. Like betting on pot odds is very similar to betting or calculating risk reward. Calculating pot odds is very similar to calculating risk reward. Like if you and 9 other players bet $10 on a hand, call for $10, right? And all you have to put up is $10 to call. even if you have a bad hand. Sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes that's going to be justifiable because you're getting 10 to 1 pot odds, right? You're going to have to put up $10 to potentially make 100, right? So you're getting 10 to 1 pot odds. So even if you have 6-8 offsuit or 5-9 offsuit, what would conventionally be seen as a bad hand, ultimately the pot odds make it justifiable sometimes. Just like in trading, if you can make 10 to 1 on your money, even if it's not the perfect setup, sometimes it's justifiable. And so calculating pot odds is very similar to calculating risk reward. And there's a lot of similarities in poker and trading. There really is. Again, I talked about this earlier. You're really only supposed to play about 20 hands or 20% of hands in poker, around there. Some people 15, some people 25. You're really only supposed to play around 20%, unless you have like a huge tell on your opponent and you see he's like a spaz. That's different. But same thing in trading. You should ideally be waiting for the best setups. Every move you shouldn't take advantage of. You should ideally be waiting for the best setups. So there's just a lot of similarities that people don't realize in poker. And a lot of poker players trade and a lot of traders play poker. Yeah, I'm not a big Omaha guy, James. It's too many. There's too many. Like, I like Hold'em. Omaha, there's too many potential outcomes. The variance seems to be higher in Omaha, but maybe not. Somebody else told me a while back, they said they were a pro PLO player, and they said PLO, you actually have less variance because you're more selective, because there's so many more hands that you can play that you got to wait for like the best hands possible. And so if you just be really nitty, is what it's called in poker. If you play really nitty in poker and you don't play anything except the best in PLO, you'll most of the time win. And so somebody told me that and it made sense. Maybe I'll have to try it one day. Volume is key online. Return on investment is all that matters. Yeah. Yeah, I don't play 27 tables. That's too much. I play like six at a time. All right, so SPY bouncing back up a little bit. So we do have the sideways range here in the market right now. And again, you can kind of see the sideways range. Like, look, this is where we're at right now. Very neutral, very sideways, very boring. Yeah, I mean, there's solvers and Hold'em. Again, I've never really played PLO like that, though, to be honest. All right, so again, we're back up to the VWAP here. Here's Apple. And again, we can also look at Tesla. One of the big drops that we have to watch right now is NVIDIA. Again, NVIDIA's still at 420s, over 420s. NVIDIA has been what's influencing the market. Like, NVIDIA's weakness has made the market weak. So all right, so Warren Buffett's top 10 holdings, according to Benzinga here. Apple, Bank of America, Amex, Coca-Cola, Chevron, Occidental Petroleum, KHC, Kraft Heinz, Moody's, Mitsubishi, and that's it. I agree with all of them. Don't expect people to recognize and compensate for their own blind spots. Dude, the looting. I am subscribing to your channel because you play poker. Yeah, I mean, I've been playing poker for a decade now, man. I'm a big poker player, to be honest. I love poker. Again, oil, guys. Oil has been one of the crazier moves. So, again, SPY back over the VWAP. But again, what I see here in terms of trend is very choppy. So I think we have to look at this. Here's the trend in the SPY, at least this morning. Right, that's basically the trend this morning is this. Not really the best looking chart. Kind of boring. Again, in about 35 minutes, we got the durable good order, so we'll see if we get anything there. Yeah, but that's not necessarily true, James. I think there's different nuances between online poker and live poker. I'm mostly an online player, but I play live as well. Online, you pay less attention to each individual hand, and so you'll play each hand worse generally, but overall you'll get more experience in. Live, you'll play much less hands, but you're going to play each individual hand better than you would online, right? And so a lot of people make money live but not online for that exact reason, which is like, again, online you're usually multi-tabling it, and so you're just not paying as much attention to each individual hand, and with that, the nuance behind each player at the table, all that different stuff, right? It's just different. I wouldn't say one's better than the other. It's just different. I think cash game is better suited towards live. Tournament play is better suited for online, but that's me personally. Everybody's different. It's subjective. Yeah, durable good orders coming out today. Again, durable goods expected to show up. Core durable goods expected at 0.1%. 0.1%. If you don't know what durable good orders is, they measure the change in the total value of new orders for long-lasting manufacturing goods, excluding transportation. Higher reading here indicates greater manufacturing output or activity. So a higher than expected reading means more manufacturing output than expected, which could signal inflation fears. And that's kind of how the market has responded a lot lately, is like inflation woes have made people a little skeptical. With that, higher economic output has signaled drops in markets recently because of that. So like a higher economic output has caused some drops because of that. I love you. Crypto. No, I wouldn't necessarily say that. Again, I think it's different. And I'm mostly an online player. I just think there's different. It's a completely different strategy you have to use. Again, you got to take more risks in live poker because you get less hands. And so you got to make each hand matter more. But yeah. I'm going to play in the main event one day, man. Again, that's my bucket list. I was going to play this year, but my wife made me go to Michigan for a vacation stay at my mother-in-law's house for a couple weeks. And so I was disappointed because I have the money now to actually be able to do the main event. To put it into perspective, the main event is a $10,000 poker tournament. It costs $10K to enter. Maybe next year. All right, so again, SPY flat, market's flat. Nvidia is the big one, guys. Nvidia had a pretty much flat day yesterday too, very sideways. We opened up at about 420. We closed at about 419, so very flat day, all things considered. We dropped like 0.25% yesterday in Nvidia, so not the biggest percentage drop. The SPY, let's see, let's take a look at this. So the SPY opened up at about 429s. Sitting at about 427, 60s, 428 right now. So the SPY is down some too. So again, SPY is down $1.50. So like a 0.35% drop or so, which is not a crazy big drop, but we'll see what happens. Market's pretty flat over the last few days. We'll see if we get any better action today. I think if we do have durable good orders, maybe that'll move the market. You paid the main event for 10 years and have not made it past the first day. That's tough, dude. You'd think odds should be in your favor if you played it for 10 times. I'm surprised no one is cherishing Bitcoin pumping this market. Well, Bitcoin is moving. I just saw it move. Wow, look at Bitcoin pop. I mean, it's up there. Look at this. So it's at 26.7 thousand right now, roughly 26.8K. Let's see if he gets back over 27. Yeah, I know, James. I know what 2+2 is. I'm not selling action. I don't do any of that stuff. I don't ever like one thing that I stay very consistent with, because you got to understand running. Okay, so you got to understand, I don't ever, I get people all the time since I run this community say, hey, John, if I give you my logins, will you trade my account for me? Or, hey, bro, if I give you 20K, will you trade that for me? I've had family that's come to me and been like, yo, John, if I give you this $4,000, can you try to double it in the stock market? And I'm always like, no, I do not want to. I'm not doing that. I don't want to do that. Same thing with poker. I'm definitely not doing it in poker. Poker, there's even more variance. I can hold stocks long enough and make money. Poker, there's even more variance. And so, yeah, it's just not what I want to do. I don't want to trade anybody's money. I don't want to trade. I don't want to do any of that stuff. It's just not worth it. Hey, what's up, Beach? Bitcoin Congress and an SEC letter to approve the Bitcoin ETF. Nice, man. Yeah, we'll have to cover that on a crypto show. Again, Disney at 80.4. So Disney's one that I'm watching. I don't know if we're going to buy the dip, but All right, guys. Nine-year lows. Bye, bye, bye. And what? Where are you from, James? Yeah, I tried to go play poker when I was in Michigan, but all right. So again, SPY very choppy, very neutral. Bitcoin rising here. I wonder if the banks are weak right now. And so I wonder if the banks are weak. Yeah, so I wonder if the banks are weak. They were weak yesterday. Where's Chase, JPM? Problem with JP Morgan is that as a overall, it's such a strong bank that like. The other problem with it though, like JP Morgan is up 50% this year. Wow, I didn't realize it was up that much. So JP Morgan is up 50% this year. And so there might be risks pushing. Market is reacting to prospects of gov shutdown in 4 days. No meaningful rally until that's resolved. Yeah, maybe. That might be what it is. All right, guys. So yeah, I'm sitting tight here. I don't really see any big edge right now. I see crypto ripping up, so maybe crypto stocks like we could look at Mara, Riot. Here's Mara. Here's Riot. Yeah, we got durable good orders in like 23 minutes. So again, you can kind of see Mara and Riot ripping up on Bitcoin strength. Yeah, I saw FEMI going crazy. But again, it was at 25 cents prior to this. And so FEMY is up big. But yeah, I think Bitcoin is up off of some Congress news, right? Let me see. Yeah, Bitcoin is up. Let's see if we can figure out why. I think they all right, so the Fed's Kashkari says he does not know if the Fed policy is restrictive enough, says that the data says Fed is not as restrictive as it appears and consumer spending has remained robust. So I'll put this up here. And again, Jerome Powell speaks on Thursday. I'm looking at the crypto news. Yeah, what's the Bitcoin news? Does anybody know? Let me look this up. All right, so U.S. House lawmakers are pushing. All right, so members of the House Financial Service Committee, 2 from each party, wrote a letter to Securities and Exchange Commission Chair Gary G. urging ETF action. Yeah, I don't think this is enough, though. You know how many members? Like, I've covered some of these HFSC conferences, bro. There's so many different members. Like, 2 from each side. That doesn't really mean much. Like, 4 of these guys, where there's like 30 of them. If it was a majority of them and they all got together and did this, sure. But like, I don't know if this is gonna hold. I hope I'm wrong, right? I hope I'm wrong, but I don't know if I am here. All right. I wonder if they're front loading onto these positions too. Yeah, I mean, I think when the ETF gets approved, and I think it'll happen eventually, it might just take some time. And so I think, yeah, I think they'll be fine once it gets approved, but I think it'll take some time. You hear Big Papa Bruce over there. Look at that bark. Listen to that bark. Just mean. You know, he's not actually mean. He's a sweetheart, but still. Love you, bud. Bye. Look at that, cool, dude. Okay. Love you, buddy. Yeah, so check out this new site. Nice. All right, team. Yeah, so I'm looking at other stuff today. Watching oil, like look at Exxon right now, and we can put up the regular oil contract, but look at Exxon. Again, we're in Exxon right now. You know, we're up like 112 bucks on 10 shares, so it's ripped up a lot. A lot. All right, team. It's very flat here. And again, durable good orders drop in 17 minutes. All right, guys. Yeah, again, we're starting to rip up. We're at 427.30s on the SPY, but we're very flat. I think the market might be waiting for durable goods. And again, durable goods is not like the craziest big report ever. Like, it's not the largest report ever here. So, you know, we'll see what happens, but it's not going to cause crazy volatility or anything like that. Dollar index is extremely overextended on the RSI. So much liquidity. Would love to see an October dump in the Dixie so that golden index is going to rally. Well, yeah, I mean, if the Dixie drops, the market's going to push up most likely. How low do you think Disney will go? I don't know. I might buy up a little bit. Again, I'm already in Disney right now, but it's very small. Let's see. Nice. All right, so again, we're at 427s. All right, team. Very flat market. Exxon rip it up. Where's Nvidia? Has Nvidia done anything? No, Nvidia's still at 422s. AMD still trying. Again, Disney is down a lot. Is it time for a dip buy? I don't know, man. Apple is another one. Like, when I look at a 20-day chart, you know, here's a 20-day chart of Apple. And again, we got 12 minutes before the durable good numbers come out. Apple's down a lot, but it was almost up to 190s. Yeah, let's see if we get a dip buy here. A little pop up here. Hey, what's up, Ricky? Squeaky wheel gets the grease of broken wheels replaced. I think both sides of the aisle are ready to break in one way or the other, make real change. We will see. Yeah, what are they posting? I don't know. Do y'all think a shutdown will happen? If a shutdown does happen, the market's going to tank. Yeah, I'm looking at this now to see about the government shutdown. I don't know. I think if we do, the market's going to fall, and then the market's probably going to bounce back up afterwards. Maybe that's a good question is, will we hit a government shutdown? Staying on it. Let's see. Yeah, so a lot of people are saying they don't want to shut down. Let's look at the house. Yeah, I mean, I think they're going to get it done. I think it might be close to the line. But I think they're going to give it down. Do y'all think that the shutdown's going to actually happen? All right, again, we got durable good orders in 8 minutes, guys. 8 minutes. Of course not. Yeah. John, are you still bullish on Disney? Yeah, I mean, long term, I think Disney's going to be fine. I mean, short term, anything can happen. And really, Disney's been basically at the same space for the last, like, couple weeks. It's down a little bit on the year. But, again, I think long term is going to be fine. I'm in a small position, but we're not holding it. Like, we ended up cutting the position that we were in when it bounced up to the 85, 86 level. We had, like, an 81 entry. Sold when it bounced up to 85s and 86s, and then now we bought another share at 81.58 is our current entry, but it's only 20 shares right now, and we're slightly green on the day. And our average price there is 81.58. If you don't believe me, I'll show you this. So again, we're down $26 on this position. We're up $4 on the day, but our average position is 81.50s and 20 shares. And so again, what we did is we sold up here, and then we bought it back down here, and we're probably just going to sit if we need to. Yeah, I mean, it could. The shutdown could happen. I'm not saying it doesn't. Curious to see what happens to the market if so. Netflix. Let's see what Roblox does. Again, we're in call options on Roblox, like longer term call options. They don't expire until next month. Here's the SPY dipping down. So again, we've been in this mostly sideways trend. Again, we've been in this trend basically all morning, where the market just hasn't done anything. Now we're starting to test the bottom of this here. So again, you got a triple bottom right here that we're about to test. We'll see if it holds. Again, do we break this triple bottom? We're getting close here. Amazon short swing from yesterday, hoping for another leg down today. Hey, good luck. Yeah, y'all just be careful if they do shut down. It'll be interesting. Yeah, we got durable good orders in 6 minutes, guys. 6 minutes. You think stocks are going to drop 50% on a shutdown? 50%? You think the S&P is going to drop 50% on a government shutdown, sir? Jetting, I'm just trying to make sure I heard that right, bro. 50%? So you're saying if the government shuts down for a couple weeks, you think the SPY is going to drop down to 212.50? You think the SPY is going to drop down to here on the government shutdown, sir? I'm trying to make sure I'm getting this right. No offense. You said my thought is if it shuts down, stock drops 50%. Whereas if they stay open, whether it goes up or stay sideways or 2 or 3% with how things are right now, not worth the risk for me based on the readings. It sounded like you think stocks are going to drop 50%. I mean, I think that's kind of out there, man. You know, I think you might be switching it up now. But again, just to put this into perspective, stocks might be hella weak if we shut down. They're not going to drop 50%. A 50% drop is a catastrophic drop in markets. Government shutdowns aren't that rare, right? Like, to a certain extent, they're expected. But again, just to clarify, like, to a certain extent, they're expected. 50% drop is, 50% drop would be very, very catastrophic for markets, man. Yeah, they're not even going to let the market drop that much. Again, that's just not normal. And again, I think a lot of people don't really understand because, again, they think number one, they think a government shutdown is worse than it actually is the first thing, right? Like, again, it's not unheard of. Like, yeah, they shut down, they argue for a couple weeks, and then they're back up and running after a month or, whatever it is, however long it takes. Right, that's pretty standard. Again, we've shut down 14 times since 1980. And so, yeah, I mean, what's the math there? 1980 was 40 years ago. We've shut down 14 times. So about every 2.5 years, we shut down. Every 3 years we shut down. I don't know if my math is right there. Well, let me do it. So you do 40 divided by what? 14? It really would be 43 divided by 14. Every 3 years we shut down. So again, it's not like a catastrophic emergency. It's not good, of course. The market's probably not going to react positively to it, but we're not dropping 50%. Yeah, well, see, we do have earnings season coming out. And again, hey, guys, we got 2 minutes here, 2 minutes. Durable good orders about to drop. Again, we are going to throw this in sub-only mode, so if you have not already subscribed, we appreciate the love. I don't know if hey, what's up, Volt people? Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's good for the market. I don't know if it's bad either, though. I mean, it's definitely not good. But it's at the end of the world, probably not. All right, guys. Hey, durable good orders expected to show up at 0.1%. Higher durable good orders means more manufacturing output. More manufacturing output could mean worse inflation fears, and I think that's a way in which the market could behave today and has behaved over the last couple months, where the market's fearing inflation, right? So it might be something where a lower than expected reading causes a positive response. But again, this is pure speculation. I really don't know. We got 50 seconds left, guys. Make sure you hit the live button next to the play button to make sure you're fully caught up on stream. We got 50 seconds left. All right, guys, here we go. 20 seconds, 20 seconds. See what the market does. Again, 0.1% is what we're expecting. The core durable good orders is what's the major one. The core durable good orders is what the big one is. All right, here we go. Here's the release. 10 seconds. All right, and there's the release. Our core durable goods came in at 0.4% higher than expected here, which means more manufacturing output, which could mean bigger inflation fears, right? 0.4% is what we showed up as, higher than expected for durable good orders. Again, 0.4% is what we showed up as, higher than expected for core durable good orders. Regular durable goods came in positive as well at 0.2 versus minus 0.5 expected. And again, as I said, the market is down on this number. So again, 0.4% is what we showed up as, 0.4% for durable goods. And look at the market tank here. Again, I told you guys, like I've seen the market, and this is one of the ways that you can kind of parry off of these numbers here, is that if you start to gauge what the market sentiment is, like what the market's ultimately fearing, sometimes you can get quick trades. And it doesn't mean it's necessarily going to hold, but you can see the initial candle here is a weak, negative, weak candle. And so again, we were absolutely right. And for August, we came in at 0.4%. U.S. durables showed at 0.2%. This is minus 0.5%. Here's the numbers right here. So again, durable good orders came in higher than expected on everything. And initially we reacted negatively, and now we're bouncing up a little bit. So maybe I'm wrong here. I don't know. I don't think I am. But yeah, KC, listen, man, if they're being respectful, just leave them alone. No reason to just troll them every time. Like if they're trying to participate in the chat, like it's fine. I don't know if we're again. I don't know what the market should be fearing. Usually it depends on the rate hikes from the banks. I think with the last skip or pause, people are fearing an inflation from it. And I think like what happens if the Fed skips or pauses that cycle, a lot of the time the market fears inflation. But again, the market's moving up on this data. And again, the core durable good data signaled manufacturing output that was greater than expected. So higher economic and manufacturing growth is what these durable good orders showed. No, PPI is not this week. So this week we got GDP data tomorrow. I believe it's GDP data tomorrow. I'm pretty sure GDP tomorrow, PCE data Friday. So yeah, GDP tomorrow, they're expecting 2.2%. Jobless claims expected at 217 tomorrow. Pending home sales expected at minus 0.2%. And then we got Powell speaking tomorrow evening. And then Friday, we've got PCE data, which is inflation data. It's the personal consumption expenditure, as well as European CPI. Hey, market's starting to bounce. And again, I might have just been wrong here. Again, I'm not right in everything. Sometimes I'm wrong, and it looks like I might be wrong on this reaction. So, hey, when you're wrong, you're wrong. Maybe I'm wrong about this reaction. But again, the market did show economic growth, higher manufacturing output. And now the market's reacting positively to this. So, hey, I mean, I'm happy for it. I'd rather be wrong and the market go up than be right and the market go down, in all honesty, especially with how the market's responded over the last few weeks. Friday, we also have CPI data coming out for Europe. So European CPI data. It's not the US CPI data. US CPI data doesn't drop until the 12th, I believe, of October. The 12th of October, Thursday. Let me make sure. But European CPI drops this Friday, as well as the personal consumption expenditure. Let me make sure. I think it's the 12th of October. It might be the 13th. Yeah, so CPI drops Thursday, October 12th. PPI. Are they skipping PPI until... So CPI drops October 12th. Are they skipping PPI until Monday the next week? No, weird. I'm assuming PPI is going to come out Friday that week. We got retail sales, industrial production. All right, so we'll see if we hold on the SPY. We bounced up a little bit. We'll see if we actually hold. Market's trying. We might take a couple trades here. I was going to buy that little pullback until we bounced right back up, so I didn't get the opportunity to. John, man, I thought you were right about everything. I'm only top 3 rightest about everything ever in the world, for sure, ever. In the world, ever. Right about everything ever. For sure, definitely top 3. But yeah. Again, if you haven't already, check out Top Step. If you want to try to day trade, but you don't have that much money, or you're struggling to make profits, Top Step's probably where you want to be. It's a funded account program for futures. I would dare to say Top Step definitely helps traders get better at day trading. Again, it gives them less risk, and they can ultimately work towards something, have a great middle ground of pressure. What they do is they give you a demo. They test your skill. If you can make, the base one is 50K, right? But they have one all the way up to 150K. So they give you a 50K demo. If you can make 3K in profit without losing over 2K, so a reasonable 2 to 3 ratio, they fund you 50K with a 90% split as long as you can follow the rules. And again, what this allows you to do is have less risk when you're first getting started. You're only risking $49 for the first month. If you use my link, you get it for $49 for the life of your subscription, not just for the first month, but you get it for $49. Again, it's the best of both worlds where they give you a demo. It's $49 a month. If you lose, you're only out $49, much less than you would if you put the money up yourself. If you're good enough to pass this test, you get a 90% split. They pay out your first 10K in profit with no split. You get to keep your first 10K in profit once you're funded. And they pay out millions every year in actual withdrawals to their funded traders, and they fund thousands a year. They've been around for over a decade. They're the most legit one in the world. And they have the best rules, in my opinion. So very reasonable. Again, when you day trade futures, you can day trade the S&P, the NASDAQ, currencies, gold, silver. And so just a reasonable way to learn how to day trade with less risk. It's a great middle ground of pressure. So if you want to check it out, here's the link. John, when Powell speaks tomorrow, my finance news source says currently there is a for who, Polaris? Funded futures seminar for who? Yeah, I mean, Top Step's obviously the best. They've been around for over a decade. The rules are easier on Top Step too, in my opinion. But again, I'm sponsored by Top. I'm biased, of course, but I think it's obvious. What happens if you lose? Well, if you lose, then they close your account down, and that's it. You can open up another account, try again. Again, check out the link above. You can check out more info on it. Where's Disney at now? Market started bouncing again. I was thinking about buying this dip. And again, we are funded on a couple different accounts on Top Step. We have been trading on one of them. We'll give it time, see if the market bounces. I like this little pullback here. SPY overview app trying to hold. Here's the Q. Over the view app on the Q as well, trying to hold. Yeah, GDP expected at 2.2%, guys. 2.2%. Let me know if you guys think we'll hit that. All right, so again, we're funded in a couple accounts this month. The good thing about it is you can open up multiple. All right, guys, got about 20 minutes until the market opens. About 20. Yeah, I don't need to eat mustard spoons anymore. Honestly, those are fun days, bro. That was like right in the middle of the AMC craziness, right? Like when AMC really went crazy. Right, when AMC really went crazy, we had some good times, man. We used to get paid for push-ups here. So if you guys don't remember, when AMC first went nuts, you know, when we had like, and we were covering the AMC squeeze, we charged $1 a push-up. So every donation we did one push-up, right? And some days we got like $600+ in donations, so we had to do a lot of push-ups, but they were fun. We also did mustard spoons, and so if we got over $70, we would have to take a spoonful of mustard. It's terrible. I hate mustard too with a passion. Yeah. Yeah, I hate mustard with a passion. All right, SPY coming right back down. So choppy today, man. There's just no real edge right now in markets. It's just really boring, really flat, really choppy. Market's basically in a sideways neutral range, and it has been for a long time. And I'm hoping we get some better like movement today. But again, here's the SPY today, guys. Again, up, down, up, down, up is basically what we've gotten today. Just not favorable at all. Just kind of boring. I'm hoping we get some better price action for the rest of the day, but it's just so flat. Like the trend is so neutral, it's hard to really make a bet on direction here. The only real way to target days like this is to buy the pullback and then attack the top. And there's a bounce right back up. Let's see if it actually holds. Let's buy right back up. I hope we hold the VWAP. We could bounce right off of it. Let's see if we hold. Yeah, we got one contract here, long in the E-mini after this pop. And this is our funded account today. I'm gonna see if we can move up anymore, but it's a small trade. So again, when you day trade futures, you can day trade the S&P, the NASDAQ, currencies, gold, silver. That's what a lot of people don't realize, is that I can basically trade the SPY and futures and no PDT rule when I do it. Now, let's see if we hold. We got one contract here. We took profit once already, so we had two. We took a little bit off. All right, we're up $50. We'll see if we can break the top of the range. I want to give it time to run. Probably got to wait until market opens, maybe. I had two contracts originally and took some off. Yeah, Costco had earnings. All right, so we're sitting tight. I want to see if the SPY tests the top of that range. Right, so we're still trying to push up. We'll cover pretty close to break even if we need to here. I don't like Comcast. I think Comcast is going to lose business over time because of contractless plans, where prepaid plans, contractless plans, streaming apps, you don't need Comcast anymore. And I think over time, they're going to lose market share and interest. People aren't going to need them as much. All right, so basically we've been purely sideways since the data came out. We're sideways in the trade too, but again, we took some profit off already. Yeah, I mean, market's really boring. Again, we'll draw this again just so people can see it. But like, That's basically us right now. And again, this trade's green. It's nice, but I think I got to be patient and try to see if it tests at least the top of this range. If not, it's all good. We'll get out close to break even, but hopefully it rips up. It's important to treat customers well because people like John will hold a grudge against Comcast for decades. Yeah, I mean, I definitely have a grudge against them. They're just terrible. Their business model is terrible. Like the customer service reps who sign you up to plans will straight up lie to you to get you to sign up. And then when they see your bill, and then when you see that bill, they'll pretend they never told you what they told you. They'll be like, yeah, you'll get it for $100 a month, right? You're like, okay, great, sign me up. You sign up, you get your first bill, it's like $300, and you're like, yo, what happened to $100 a month? Oh, we never said that. You're like, okay, well, let me talk to the rep I talked to last time. Oh, they're not available. Like, they know what they're doing, man. All right, team. Hey, we still got 45 minutes. We're trying to hold this. Again, we bought the e-bitty. We're going to see if we hold. We're trying. SPY is so flat. Look how choppy the market is right now, though, man. It's just boring, unfortunately. And it got to the point where, like, I've taken some profit, so I don't really care either way. Like, even if we lose, it's not the end of the world, and I can just kind of refresh and wait for the open. But man, like, look at this is what we're basically trading right now. This is what we're trading. It's just terrible. Like, look, that is basically what I'm trading right now. And so again, I don't care if I get out break even. It's better than nothing. Okay, now we're flat. Now we're green. Now we're flat. Yeah, I've never used T-Mobile internet. Disputed tons of times. Yeah, man. I mean, I'm telling this from my own personal experience because that happened. I remember I signed up and I was like, yo, and they were like, hey, well, we'll get it $120 out the door. No add-ons, no tax, like $120 after tax out the door. I'm like, all right, cool, great. That sounds great. I get my bill. My bill's like $300. And so I call them. I'm like, hey, what happened? Like, the person told me $120 a month out the door, like tax included. What happened? And they basically were like, nobody ever told you that. Like, you got the $300 a month bill. And I was like, no, I didn't. I got frustrated. I was like, no, I didn't. And I even told him, I was like, listen, I worked in customer service like a decade ago. Like a decade ago, I know y'all record every one of these freaking phone calls. It even tells you when you answer the phone, yo, these calls are pre-recorded. All right, so look, we're up about $75. They even tells you these calls are pre-recorded. I was like, go listen to the call. That's all you got to do is listen to the call. You'll hear the person tell me what they told me. And then they just basically refuse to. They basically refuse to deny it and get weird. That's what they do. Comcast. All right, we're up 75. I like just a little bit more, maybe $100. Famous last words here. Pre-market, so I gotta just take what I can get, I think, right now. 75. All right, so we just locked it in. And we're flat on the day now. We're completely flat. Yeah, I mean, the problem with Comcast, and I've talked about this many times, but like the main problem with Comcast is that they pay their customer service reps commission, right, for signing people up. Even though it shouldn't be a commission job, it takes no skill to sign somebody up. Like, oh, you answer the phone and you sign somebody up. Wow, what a great job. But they pay them commission a lot of the time. And so when you pay those reps commission, and then you don't ever back test or back check to make sure they're not lying and being unethical. So when you never back test or back check, and you pay them commission, what's human nature
they're going to lie and say whatever they got to say to lock you into those sketchy deals. And then afterwards, they're just going to deny they ever said it. And there's no consequences for them to do so. And they earn commissions. It's one of the reasons they hate it. Like, you ever know why Comcast hates? Like, they hate it when you unsubscribe. They hate it when you cancel service. You know why? It's because they're losing out on commissions. Like, they're losing out on their money. I don't really have a goal. I just try to make whatever the market gives me. In my futures account, I try to make a couple $100 at least. And if I'm feeling like I should tempt it a little bit more, I build up. My goal is to ultimately, number one, build up a cushion first. And it looks like we got out right at the right time because we got that pullback afterwards. But my goal is to build up a small amount of profit first, right? So if I can build up $300 or $400 in profit, great. I'll take larger risks afterwards. So I'll build up the cushion and then I'll take larger risks after I do it. If I can get away with it. If the market sucks and it's just no good edge, then I'll probably just make a couple hundred and then bail out of the market and not worry about it. Part of me wants to buy this dip here too, but yeah. Again, I blame the hustle sales culture. Like, make the sale no matter what. Again, we had a guy that came here that we hired to clean our windows, pressure wash, and clean our gutters, right? Like, I wanted to do it, but Kira was like, no, we're going to hire somebody. We got too much stuff going on here to worry about that. And so I was like, okay, fine. And so we hire this guy, right? And this guy basically says, yeah, he'll I think he gave us a price of like $750, right? 700, 750 is what he said he would do. And we were like, okay, great. Like, cool. And he's like, yeah, I'll have it done by Wednesday. And we're like, all right, cool. Done. Paid him half, or we waited for the first day. So the first day, he cleans out like a quarter of the gutters, and that's it, right? And we're sitting there like, well, and this is Tuesday, right? So Tuesday, he cleaned out a quarter of the gutters. We paid him half the money anyway. Then we don't see this kid for like a couple days, and we're just kind of like, where'd the guy go? And so he said whatever he had to do to make the sale, and then just kind of, And so anyways, he comes back on Wednesday, and he doesn't finish the work on Wednesday. But I swear, like, he cleans out the gutter. By the end of it on Thursday, he had cleaned out the gutter. He actually did that. But he pressure washed about half of what he was supposed to. Right? So he didn't pressure wash everything. He pressure washed about half of what he's supposed to. And he literally cleaned the windows with an old sweater. Like, with an old sweater, he wiped down the windows. And like, at this point in time, I'm just kind of like, I even told Kara, I was like, look, let's just pay this dude and we'll never use him again. And like, just, it'll be our good deed for the day. But again, I blame it on the sales culture of like, make the sale no matter what. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's sleazy. Don't just make the sale no matter what. If you don't have the ability to finish the sale and to do the job for the sale, don't make it. And this guy was young. He wasn't that young. He was like 25. He wanted to start his own business. You could tell like he was young. He really wanted to feel like he owned his own business, right? But like he just didn't have the skills or the capabilities to actually finish the job, All right, so market's still in the sideways trend. You might be wondering why I'm sitting here talking about pressure washing and Comcast. It's because the market looks like this. The market's incredibly flat. I don't even know what to do with this. We made a little bit. I could have bought the dip here, I guess, but well, there's no initial investment. This is futures. So this is futures. So what I paid on this funded account, $49 a month for this funded account before I was funded. Once I'm funded, they refund the last month. And then I think I have to activate it for like $100 or something like that. But again, it's a funded account program is what I'm using here. My TOS account right here. So this account, it's got about 60,000 in it or so. I've probably got, let me see how much buying power they currently give me. I'll have to look at it another time. But yeah, I got 6 figures in buying power on this account right here. So we go back and forth between the two. This is more like my long-term positions. Day trading, I usually do it in futures. So what tells you that the government shutdown issues are resolved currently? What makes you say that? No, the market's just boring, man. I mean, we did get the bounce at the VWAP. This is why I watched the VWAP, and so maybe I should have bought that dip. We caught the first dip in it. But, like, maybe I should have bought this dip here. You can kind of see the pop. Maybe we should have bought that dip. I don't know. Again, my goal in pre-market is just to build up a small cushion first, and if we can, like, then we'll take larger risks. Yeah, I mean, you should have went out there and showed him how it's done. I mean, we told him. Like, we're not going to let him get by without kind of, like, getting on to him. But at that point, like, we just didn't want him in our house anymore. Like, we didn't trust him. We didn't really want him in our house. We didn't want him around our property. And so, like, the best way I can describe it is, like, you know those guys who will just tell you whatever they got to tell you, right? Like, it's total BS. Like, they don't actually do anything they say they're going to do, right? But, like, they'll just tell you whatever you got to hear or whatever you need to hear to leave them alone. And they'll be like, oh, yeah, you know, we're going to work on this. We're going to do this, 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 and this. It's like, all right, cool. You know, the problem is, like, we told him we were like, hey, man, you didn't even finish the pressure washing. Hey, man, the windows are dirtier now than when you got here. The gutters look good, but, like, you know, the best way I can describe it is, like, I think you got some people, especially, like, young people, who treat everybody, including their clients, like they're their parents, right? They treat them like their parents, right? Where it's like the mentality of, hey, well, you didn't do everything, but you tried, you know, but you tried really hard and you worked really hard. And so we're going to pay you anyway because you worked really hard. You didn't do what you said you were going to do, but you sure worked hard out there, son. You know, like, that's the vibe I got from this kid, right? Like, that's what he wanted us to be. He wanted us to say, hey, man, you didn't do the job, but, man, you were hard working out there. So we're just going to give you the money anyway. And maybe he's right. Maybe we did. Like, maybe we did give him the money anyway. I don't know. Maybe it was wrong of us to do it. We told him. We were like, hey, bro, you didn't even finish this, dude. But yeah. Patched up funding until November. I hope the government shutdown doesn't happen. Like, I hope it doesn't happen. No, for sure. I don't treat my parents like that, man. You know, I haven't asked my parents for money in so long. I'm not saying I never asked my parents for money. I think every kid does. Every teenager does, probably. But for me, it's been a long time. You know, some of my parents ask me for money now. But I guess that's the point. It's like, some people just don't want to work, man. But again, I blame the internet, man. I blame internet hustle culture. Like, make the sale, hustle. Like, get the sale done. You know, it doesn't matter whether you can accomplish it or not. Just get the sale done and get paid. You know, it's like, bro, he's gonna have so many bad reviews on his profile within the next, like, couple months if he keeps doing that to people. Like, we're nice. Like, we're not gonna leave him a bad review. It doesn't matter. Like, I'm not a, for lack of a better word, a Karen. You know. But yeah, I'm looking up the government shutdown stuff. I don't know. I hope they're making progress, just because I know, like, if the government shutdown happens, we're probably at least going to get a short-term drop. All right, so Congress says it wants to avoid a shutdown, but the House and Senate are moving even further apart from each other. So yeah, Congress is divided over which paths to take in order to prevent the shutdown. The Senate going ahead with the bipartisan package to temporarily fund the government, but the House is slogging through a long shot effort with no real chance of finishing by Saturday, which is the deadline. Days remaining before federal closure. Shutdown's going to furlough a bunch of employees, leave the military without pay, disrupt air travel, cut off vital safety net services. It'd be politically punishing. We'll see, man. Again, Saturday's the deadline. So this week, again, it's the last week of September. Next week when it opens up, it'll be October 2nd, and then earnings season starts in a couple weeks as well. Speaking of Karens, man, bro, the worst Karens in the world are kid sports parents. They're so stressful to be around, bro. Like kid sports parents, right? And what you notice is it's mostly never the dads, right? The dads are usually, they might be loud rooting for their kid, but they're not like toxic, The moms, trouble. Just nothing makes a personality disorder come out more like their kid losing in sports, And as a parent myself, I'm a quiet parent in sports. Like I probably should root for the kids more. I'm just quiet natured. I'm not really loud. But yeah. Spelling bee parents. Yeah, I hope they get it done. Again, because if they don't, it'll probably cause at least a dip in markets. Bro, what happened to all the news sites? Like all the news sites now are trying to make me pay $3 a month to read freaking news articles now in finance, bro. What happened? Okay. There's really not any news today either, bro. It's quiet. There's nothing really going on. The only thing really going on is the shutdown news. Like, is the market going to shut down? We got PCE data Friday. We got GDP data tomorrow. We got jobless claims data tomorrow. We got Jerome Powell speech tomorrow with like the teachers, whatever teachers association thing he's doing. It's called a conversation with the chair, Jerome Powell. Again, durable good orders came out today. Came in higher than expected on everything, and the markets mostly responded positively, which did shock me because again, lately in terms of reactions to economic data, the market has mostly responded negatively to economic growth and manufacturing strength. Is the market going to shut down? No, the market's definitely not. The government might, but the market's not. All right.
I only made 100.
Somebody responded to me, trading equals gambling. My response is life equals gambling, sir. Like, people try to critique trading like trading's gambling. It's like, bro, walking out the door in the morning is a gamble, right? Life is gambling. I'm still going to trade. And really, it depends on what your definition of gambling is. Gambling, it depends on if your definition is risking money, of course it's a gamble. A lot of stuff's a gamble. Buying real estate is a gamble. Buying a home is a gamble. Renting a home is a gamble. So it depends on what your definition is. If your definition is gambling with unfavorable odds, then it depends. That means some people are gambling and some people aren't. If you're betting on probabilities with good edge, then you're not. If that's your definition, though. Oh, there's a lot of gamblers in trading. A lot of people, and again, I've met a lot of them, dude. Like most of the time, calculated risk. It depends. It really depends. Man, dude, I'm sore, dude. Jiu-jitsu's got me freaking sore. It's really fun though. It's been my latest hobby, dude. It's really fun. Like, I genuinely enjoy it. All right, let's try to trade. Again, we're flat on the day trading futures. Here's the E-mini S&P 500. Market's so flat and sideways right now that there's just not really any profound trend. That's basically it. We're very flat and sideways. Yeah, let's see if some of these penny stocks hold. Again, I'm watching Nvidia a lot today, but man, the only real edge right now is shorting the top of this range and covering at the bottom. We also got to watch Nvidia, which Nvidia is actually having a pretty strong day today too. Nvidia is starting to move up. Well, again, it depends on your definition of gambling. Move to Orange County if you're into MMA. All that stuff started here. I've been into MMA for years. You know, I do jiu-jitsu, like Brazilian jiu-jitsu, but it's just a hobby of mine. I'm not like super good or anything. I'm a white belt, you know. But yeah, I also like watch MMA a lot, and it's one of the sports I like watching. Safer Banking Act hearing live at 9:30. All right, so yeah, this is a cannabis. This will open up legalization far faster than anything else if this passed. All right, so the Secure and Fair Enforcement Regulation Banking Act, SAFER, was introduced by a bipartisan group of senators. It aims to give the cannabis industry access to banking services. If this passes, it'll be the biggest path towards legalization. Again, I don't know if they really want to legalize. I don't think both sides want legalization. They claim to. But generally, they put out bills that have a very low probability of getting passed. And they know it. They understand the probabilities. You better believe they do. And so they intentionally put out radical bills that they know the other side is not going to agree with because they don't want it to truly pass, right? And you have to look at where the money is going, right? Like most of both sides are getting very heavy donations by anti-cannabis lobbying groups, right? Both sides, unfortunately. And so again, it's one of those things where I watch cannabis stocks a lot, and that's why I'm bringing this up. Look at the SPY rip. So we are getting a bounce up here. So look at the E-mini finally tested the top of that range. So we're testing the top of that range. We'll see if we hold. But that's great. I want to see some volatility today. But yeah, you know, a lot of people talk about cannabis stocks, and ultimately you need federal legalization. And every time, like, you know, again, each side has had opportunity to legalize. You know, they've had both sides of sides of the needed government to pass it, and they haven't, right? And so I think there's a reason for that. Most of them are getting PAC money and like big donations, and so I'm skeptical that it's going to be federally legalized anytime soon. And the people who are pushing the lobbyists against it are prison industry, law enforcement, and pharmaceutical companies, right? And if you think about all those three groups, why they would want to keep cannabis illegal is self-evident. It's obvious, right? Law enforcement, obviously, they don't want cannabis legal. It means they're not going to be able to prosecute people for it as much. Pharmaceutical industry understands that cannabis is going to take a lot of business away from them because it's not as habit-forming. It causes virtually no physical withdrawal symptoms and, you know, pain specific pain problems are going to be solved a lot by it. And so, of course, pharmaceutical industry doesn't want that. And then the prison industry, obvious. The reason for that is obvious as well, because it's big business too. And that's unfortunate, but it is what it is. That's what it is. And so again, with all these cannabis stocks like Tilray, I know Tilray drops earnings sometime in the next couple of weeks. Tilray used to be a $300 stock. But again, I think people realize that federal legalization is farther out than they realize. But if this Safer Banking Act passes, that'll be very good. Right, that'll be very good because again, what this will open up, because right now, you have to understand, banks can't finance cannabis companies. So banks can't finance cannabis companies. If this passes, they'll be able to. And you follow big money. Big money will lead the way towards everything else, right? So we'll see. Let me know if you guys think it'll be legal in the next few years. I don't think it will. Yeah, I'm not talking about statewide. I'm talking about federal legalization. No, I'm in Texas. I got kids. It's just not for me. I'm not saying I never have, but yeah, it's just not for me. You know. Yeah, again, you can look at Tilray here, guys. There's NVIDIA. NVIDIA's starting to branch up, testing 423s. Again, look at Tilray. Tilray's a good example, right? So here's Tilray. Tilray used to be 300 or what? Tilray used to be $300 a share. But again, over time, people realize federal legalization and that open market is farther out than you might think. And Canada's good, but Canada's a relatively small market relative to the U.S. Right, so to put it into perspective, Canada's entire gross domestic product, right? Canada's entire gross domestic product is less than $2 trillion, right? Less than $2 trillion. The U.S. gross domestic product is almost 24 trillion. You know, so again, the U.S. is 12 times larger than Canada, right? And so that's what we're looking at, and that's why U.S. legalization is key if you want these companies to grow. SLNO. Yeah, SLNO I just don't trust. It's just up so much, man. This thing is up. It's a crazy short squeeze. It's up from what? What was it at before? $4. So it's up from $4 to $24. It's up 6x where it was. So SLNO has 6x'd. That's big. Again, I don't think it's going to hold, though. I don't think it ever could. And there's no put options available, so it's not like I can even short it if I want. Yeah, there's no shares to short. I just tried, but it's all good. Again, we are going to be day trading on Top Step today. We are basically flat on the day. We still got 15 minutes. And again, Top Step funds traders and futures. So they give you a demo. They test your skill. If you can hit the target while following their rules, they fund you between 50 to 150K. Most day traders should be trading futures, right? Because the futures market. Okay, so here's the S&P 500. So again, here's the SPY, right? You'll notice this is the same price action, this and this, but this is much better liquidity, much more liquidity, much better liquidity. So you could basically day trade the SPY. You could basically day trade the Q in futures, in what's called the NQ or the E-mini. You can also day trade currencies, the Dow, gold, silver. Patterns are very similar to large caps and futures, but there's no PDT restriction, so you don't need 25K to do it. And that's very useful because that allows traders to get started for cheap. And it also allows these funded account programs like Top Step to operate. And again, just taking these challenges builds your skill. Some paper trading costs more than $49 a month. Like DOS paper trading used to cost like $130. And so again, $49 a month. They're going to give you a demo, test your skill. If you're good enough to pass it, they're going to fund you between 50 to 150K with up to a 90% split, or no, with a 90% split. You also get to keep your first 10K in profit. So it's not up to, it's with a 90% split, and you get to keep your first 10K in profit. And so that's very similar to putting the money up yourself, but there's so much less risk, right? If you put up thousands yourself, you're probably going to lose much more than $49, right? And most day traders lose money. And so I think most day traders are going to lose here too. I don't think Top Step's any different. I think most day traders are going to lose regardless of where they go, but it's a lot cheaper to lose on Top Step. And that's the reason it's valuable. They also have free funding coaches, a lot of great resources. And so again, just really useful. You can check them out here. Again, they are sponsors, so I'm biased. Yeah, DOS was actually the first platform I ever used as a day trader. When I first I started day trading in 2016. So I started day trading in 2016, and the first platform I ever used was DOS Pro. And I love DOS Pro. DOS Pro is great. The people behind it are kind of sketch, but DOS Pro is great. Sure Trader, if you're old enough, you remember Sure Trader. All right, the 30-year fixed mortgage rate is now at 7.9%. 7.9%. It's going to break 8%, but 9% probably before the end of the year, according to Peter Schiff. That'll triple mortgage rates. Fed's balance sheet is going to go up. Some insolvent banks are going to dump their mortgage-backed securities. That's what Peter Schiff is predicting. Do y'all think that's going to happen? Dang, dude. Bro, so bro, a Jack in the Box employee shot at customers for throwing curly fries back at the window. Bro, how dumb do you have to be? Like, how you got to be dumb to do that, right? Like, definitely just not smart. Like, just not smart. What's up, Yelton? All right, guys. Again, remember, we're going to be day trading. I'm also going to be using Chart Prime today, right? Chart Prime. Let me show you guys this. And people always ask me to like pull up Chart Prime. I got my alerts up. Here's the S&P. Here's the E-mini, the futures contract, right? Here's a 5-minute chart. It's my favorite. Again, when I first check, usually Market Oracle Pro. That's my go-to move here for Chart Prime. And we're going to put this up. We're also going to create alerts that show us a little bit of chop here. But again, like, I can't fake how accurate this is. Like, look at how accurate this is. Look. Sell signal, drop. Buy signal here, bounce. Strong sell signal here. Look at this drop. Nice drop. Buy signal literally called the very bottom. Nice bounce. Sell signal, drop. Strong buy signal, bounce. Sell signal. Look at this drop. This is like hours. This is like a day of drops. And again, we keep going. We keep going. Buy signal, bounce. This one might have been wrong. Buy signal, bounce. Sell signal, drop. Buy signal, bounce. This one might have been wrong too. We'll see if this one's right. But again, this is the Market Oracle Pro on a 5-minute chart, on the E-mini, on Tesla, on the NASDAQ. Powerful, in my opinion. Powerful. The regular Market Oracle, we can also look at reversals. So these are going to be a little bit less active, right? So the regular ones are going to be a little bit less active here, like in terms of reversals. But again, I always tell people the same thing, bro. Like, listen, if you can find a regular reversal signal and a bullish engulfing or a bearish engulfing candle, so an engulfing candle and a reversal signal, they can work incredibly well. So like, look at the accuracy of where we have an engulfing candle and a reversal signal at the same spot. Look, so here's one right here. Look, reversal down, bearish engulfing candle, nice drops over like a couple hours, really. And keep going. This one might have been wrong. So this one, I don't know. It depends on what you can consider wrong. So the signal happened here, and you got like 5 or 10 minutes of green action. So whether you want to consider that one wrong is different. Reversal signal worked. But look at this one. Again, the more engulfing candles, the better. And so it's like, if you're just super patient, I think you can have really high probability trades. Now, they're a sponsor, and so I'm biased in their favor. But like, look, multiple engulfing candles and a reversal signal. Let's see. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55. Basically an hour of bullish action afterwards. And I think that's useful, man. That's useful. Like, people hate on them, but like, that's useful. Same thing here. Look, exact same thing. Look, bullish engulfing candle, reversal up signal. Like 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. It's like 2 hours of bearish action or bullish action after we get it. Again, we can keep going back just so you can see like the probabilities of this. Let's find another one. Look, here's the next one. Look, here's 2 of them right here. Again, same thing. I can't fake what I'm showing you. Again, I can't guarantee you're going to make money either. But again, same thing. Look, reversal and bullish engulfing candles. This is like an hour and a half of bounces. Same thing here. Bearish engulfing candles and a reversal signal. Like a full hour. Again, we can keep going back too, just to show you guys like how useful this can be. I'm not going to count this one because this one, they're a little bit too far apart. Here's one though. Here's 2 again. Look, same 2. Again, this is the E-mini. So this is the S&P 500 is what I'm tracking here. But look at this. Just a back test chart prime really quick. Look. Nice drops over like, what is this? Like an hour or 2? Beautiful drop. Same thing here. Reversal up, bullish engulfing candle. Like, people are like, oh, it's a scam. Oh, it's fake. It's like, how? Like, tell me how. Okay. The candle show up the next like you'll see the signal the next candle after it shows up, right? So like for this one, you're going to see the signal here. And for this one, you're going to see the signal here. Again, we keep going. How many didn't work? 1? Maybe 1 of these. Again, the really nice part, is that I can set alerts too. So I can go like this, and I have alerts. I can go like this, and I can go to, man, how did I set the alerts? I got to remember how I did. I can go to alert. I can select the E-mini, Market Oracle on the E-mini, and I can select the Market Oracle, possible reversal up and a possible reversal down. So I could click possible reversal up, give me 1 alert, and boom, it's going to alert me whenever we see the reversal signal. So that's just powerful. Again, and you can try it out. The best part right now is that you can try it out for $1. $1 for 2 weeks. You can try it out. If you don't like it, it's $1. You just got to cancel before 2 weeks is up. Yeah, it's on the Market Oracle. This is called Chart Prime. It's a trading view indicator service. They're a sponsor of mine. You can see, check out the link right there if you want to check it out. But yeah, again, I just think they're useful. Yeah, inflation data coming out today. Market's still so flat right now, man. All right, here goes the opening bell. AMC still under $8, unfortunately. Q still trying. We can look at Tesla. Again, I'd watch NVIDIA today, though. Tesla trying to hold. NVIDIA really has been what's moving the market lately. We might have a slight argument for a trend here, too. Like maybe this is a trend that we can see here. Let me get rid of this candle. Like, I don't know if this is a trend or whether it's closing in a little bit tighter. Yeah, Disney's still trying to move back up. It's at 80.50s. We'll see if SLNO can hold. Okay, we bought Netflix yesterday. It's green today, but we're red on the trade overall. All right, so we just cracked underneath this trend on the E-mini. John, I'll take that $1 deal. So you sign up, and then they're gonna you have to connect Chart Prime, which is a premium service, to your TradingView account. So you have to sign up to TradingView. You might have to pay for premium data on TradingView. I do, at least. And then you just got to connect your Chart Prime. There should be instructions for it. Those lines mean nothing when JPal speaks. Well, yeah, I mean, this is only a trend of the last hour. This is like an hourly trend. JPal's not speaking until tomorrow evening. So yeah, these lines won't be here tomorrow evening when JPal speaks, man. And honestly, JPal speaking is for a teacher's conference of some sort, right? So it's not like yeah, so it's not like it's yeah, it's not like it's not like it's like super economy related. I mean, you would have reached out to them, Fred. Again, this is the market oracle, is what I just showed you. The market oracle is what it's called. But again, there's instructionals on the site. I'm not going to be able to walk you through setting it up right now, Fred. You got to check out the instructionals, brother. Yeah, Bloomberg terminal is like 20, 30K a year, which to me is probably a little bit too much for what it gives you. I'm not saying it's not good, but for me, yeah. All right, so the SEC just came out super early and delayed the ARK Invest Bitcoin ETF filing. They also delayed the Global X ETF application. Right, so there's the market open. Big breakdown in the E-mini, giving back all the gains, but NVIDIA is shooting up. So I don't know if this breakdown is going to hold. What do you guys think? Tesla falling down. Might buy this dip if I can hurry up. Ugh, dude, I'm late. It's all good. All right, so we just made 37, 40 bucks. I wanted to buy the dip because I see Nvidia pushing up, but yeah, all good. We kind of missed it, but it's all good. I might buy some more. Again, that little dip buy argument worked. Big pullback at the open. Complete rebound back up to basically where we were prior to it. And NVIDIA shooting up to over 425s. And again, remember, this is really what's influencing the market. Bloomberg's not going to give me Bloomberg Terminal. They don't care about me. Unless there could be sponsors, which they're not going to be. All right, so again, Tesla dipping down some. So it's a battle between the two tech companies. NVIDIA ripping up to 426. Tesla breaking down to 243. That's the dynamic of markets right now. Very polarized. This Roblox still pushing up. So again, we're back up to where we were. I'm going to short this. See if we get a flush down real quick. There we go. There we go. I just made another. What account is this one, man? Okay, I see. All right, all good. All right, so catching some moves here. We're short again. We'll add a little bit more to our short position, but ideally we would like to see some breakdowns here. One contract here. 25. Flat. There we go. I just made about 50, 60 bucks. Shorting. Going back and forth here. All right, we're starting to creep up. Look at Netflix, Tesla bouncing up a little bit short term. The biggest weak stocks I see is like Amex. I bought Amex a couple weeks ago, and this thing is just tanking. I'm going to diversify and take some shares off of my Amex trade. There's just too much risk. We'll lower our share size a little bit there. Got to kind of use a stop loss there. I didn't fully exit the position, but I definitely limited the size after reanalyzing the volatility from it. There's a pullback. Again, watch NVIDIA, watch Tesla. They're both looking kind of weak here. Maybe I'm wrong, but there's NVIDIA starting to test high, so yeah, hands are off right now. We're going to wait. I think Bloomberg's great. All right. But they're not going to sponsor me. No offense. I mean, again, they're just not going to sponsor me. Bloomberg doesn't care about what I'm doing. I promise. All right, so big pop. Big rejection. I'm going to short now. Problem is we're right around lows, and so it's going to be hard for this to break. Netflix still flushing. The problem is Nvidia is what the worry is here. Flat, slightly green. Wants to break. We just scalped a little bit more. I just don't trust it. When it takes so long to break this low, which is testing right now, like this low here, sometimes it can bounce up quick. Maybe my little scalp didn't work, but or we made money on it. Don't get me wrong, but avoided the breakdown, which we should have taken advantage of. Dollar breaking highs. Well, yeah, the market's falling. It's definitely not highs of the lifetime highs. Nvidia's starting to run up. Usually I short this move. Once we break lows, I short into the little bounce. I guess we'll short a little bit. I just made a little bit more. Scalp. We are currently up 115 on our funded account. 2-to-1 win-loss ratio. Yeah, a lot of stuff started to turn. Tesla looking weak, so maybe we'll get a dip buy opportunity there. Is this the first year you've seen a market like this in your 10 years of trading? It's not 10, it's about 8 years of trading. No, I've seen a lot of crazy markets, bro. Yeah, like I've seen so many different types of markets, man. Like I've seen big booms, I've seen big bear markets. Just kind of part of it. I'm gonna short this again because I see Nvidia struggling here. We've got a cushion on the day that we could try to hold into. There we go. All right, we just made some more. Up about 140 now. Look at our poll numbers here. We got almost 700 votes. 53% are red, 47% are green. Yeah, it's the last week of September. We'll see what we get. Nvidia's starting to creep back up. Nvidia's very flat. All right, tested lows. Slight bear market, but very choppy. I don't think we have any other economic stuff coming out the rest of the day, do we? Crude oil inventories in 50 minutes, but that's not the biggest release. All right, market looks weak, but Nvidia's starting to bounce, so I don't really trust shorting it. Nvidia very flat, which is good. Like, it's better than weak. Oil's still looking very strong. That's just a previous support or resistance line. It's the low of the day. So again, like, I hope you guys can understand my charting. Again, you can kind of see the trend form here, right? When the trend finally breaks, look at how well it follows that trend. And so this is just technical analysis. We covered the lows. You can kind of see, you know, we drew this trend before the break here. And then once we broke, you know, we get a direction. So Nvidia is starting to creep up over the VWAP. And so we're watching Nvidia because it's such a heavily weighted stock, and a lot of the market has moved with microchips lately. So all right, so part of me wants to short right now, if I'm being honest, but I think it's almost too easy, and I think we've pulled back enough since this trend at around 8:30 to maybe not make it worth it. I'll use Nvidia to guide me there and see what Nvidia does. Yeah, slow September's real, but maybe me waiting based off of the extension in the market. Is there some type of catalyst coming out right now? Look at the market fly. Let's see. All right, so the ECB governing council has no objection to proposed candidate Bank of Italy dividend. That's not market. I mean, that's not super market related. Anything else going on that y'all see? Anybody know the reason for this pullback or this bounce? Yeah, is it the bank sector? No, it's definitely not American Express. I'm looking at JP Morgan. They're bouncing up a little bit. Wells Fargo, Triumph, Citigroup. Nah, the banks aren't. It's not the banks. Is the code not the $1 code anymore? Let me see. Let me go to my link here real quick. Yeah, it says 14-day free trial for $1. It should say start trial for $1. That's only if you've never used it before. And it's probably looking at your IP address too, my guess is. But you should see an option. Like when you go to the page, you should see an option that says start trial for $1. All right, market's trying to hold. Yeah, nobody knows what the market's going to do. Everybody can speculate, and and nobody really knows what the market's going to do. Oil's doing pretty good. Yeah, Nvidia's trying to make that test. But I'm probably going to close it down, guys. I'll be back on a little bit later. I'm going to be on the Top Step stream later at 11. And so I'll see you guys then. Again, if you want to check out Top Step funded account program and futures, they give you a demo. They test your skill. If you can hit the target while following their rules, they fund you between 50 to 150K with a 90% split. They pay out millions and fund thousands of traders a year. It's a great way to learn day trading without taking on too much risk. And so in that regard, it's genuinely useful in my opinion, in which they give you a demo. They test your skill. If you can hit the target while following their rules, they fund you between 50 to 150K with a 90% split. In the futures market, you can day trade the NASDAQ, the S&P, currencies, gold, silver. Patterns are very similar to large caps. If you're trying to learn to day trade, futures market is probably where you should go. And again, check them out. I'll put the link up here. Again, check out Chart Prime as well. Chart Prime Trading View Indicator Service. You can try it out for $1. Both of those are in the description. Check them out. And I'll see you guys a little bit later. Good luck. Again, tomorrow's the big day. Tomorrow we have GDP, jobless claims, Jerome Powell. All tomorrow. And then Friday, I think we got PCE inflation data, which is big. PCE is actually what the Fed uses to gauge inflation. So PCE inflation data, followed by Michigan expectations, a bunch of other stuff Friday as well. So we'll be busier for the rest of this week. I love you all. Be safe. I'll see you guys later.